How much longer for a good deal on cars?
This is such a tough question to answer because you have to then decide what is technically a good deal on cars. Are you talking about new cars? Are you talking about used cars? So I'm a used car dealer. I sell cars that are $5,000 and under. And what I can say to you as far as what's going to be the best deal in the near future is if you can wait towards the end of the year. And this is more answering the question, I think, of when is the best time to get a good deal throughout the year. And it's going to be right at the end of the year around the holidays. But if we talk about perspectives now and what's going to be a good deal on a car, I think right now I'm getting good deals on a wholesale level. I don't think that's translating to retail prices. So if we use wholesale prices, always the a downtrend in wholesale prices always precede what is going to happen in the retail segment of used cars. So I can say that I can absolutely see prices coming down. The prices that we're getting right now, just over the last week, are less than what they were 3 weeks ago. Prices that we got 3 weeks ago were less than what we got a month before that. So I do see a downtrend in the market, at least on the wholesale prices. Now, you're going to have dealers now that say, okay, well, the market is going down. We're having a harder time selling vehicles, which is what I'm hearing from a lot of these dealers. And then they have to adjust their prices accordingly. I relate this a lot to like the housing market. You have someone who posts their house for $500,000 and then they wait a month. They don't get any. There's no showings. There's no offers, anything like that. They say, okay, well, maybe we're priced too high. So they lower it by 5% over the next 30 days. So then goes through another month and there's no showings. There's no offers. So then they got to lower it by another 5%. They're not going to all of a sudden just lower it by 30%, which is where the market might be. And used car dealers do the same kind of thing. If they were getting $5,000 for this car a month ago, well, then they buy it now, even though it's cheaper on a wholesale level, they still think they can get $5,000 on that car. Markets move down. It's going to take them 30 days to realize they can't get that same amount of money for that car. So then they lower it by 10%. And then another month might go by, and then they realize, okay, we can't get this out of it. Then they lower it another 5-10%. This is how the car market has to move. This is how car dealers move. So as we're seeing wholesale prices, keep watching our channel. As we keep seeing wholesale prices go down, the retail market should follow. But the retail market is going to be 3 to 6 months behind what we're seeing in the wholesale market because these greedy dealers trying to get every penny possible out of you. They don't price stuff like I do. They don't price it off of what they bought it for. They price it off what they think the car is actually worth. And if that's the case, if they have expectations up here, but the market's down here, it takes time for them to get down here. And the funny thing is once they get down to here, well, then the market might have moved even more down. So it's a frustrating spot for car dealers that are trying to get every penny out of consumers because they just are slow, and then they continue to be slow if they don't adjust with the market. We try not to do that because I want to price things off of what I'm getting wholesale prices for. One problem that I have, though, is if the wholesale market moves down in a pretty quick way over a couple weeks, then I have inventory sitting on my lot that's way more expensive than inventory that I just bought. And every car that I bring in is directly competing with every other car that I have on my lot. So it puts us in a position where we actually we lose money on some of the inventory that we keep that's a little bit more stale. That's why I'm so aggressive on actually lowering my prices every 2 weeks because I don't want to be stuck in that position where, okay, we bought 19 cars over the last 3 days and all of them are cheaper prices than what we were able to buy 2 weeks ago. So those cars that we bought 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, those cars we're probably going to end up I won't say taking a loss, but we're probably going to be pretty close to breaking even on those cars just because the new inventory is going to come in and outshine the old inventory.
Great channel. I just paid $3,500 for a 2013 Tahoe LT with 186,000 miles with a snowplow. Good deal or not? Thanks.
If the snowplow is worth $3,500, then I think you got a great. No, I really like Tahoes. I think they're good. What you got to worry about with a Tahoe is rear main seal. Worry about the motors. I don't know which the LT. I'm not sure which motor you got in it, but just check rear main seal. Take it to your mechanic. Anytime you buy a used car, no matter what, I want you to take it to your mechanic before you buy it. Make them check off on it. Make sure that they would buy it for themselves. And then after you buy it, take it right back to them and say, okay, whatever needs to be done to it, let's go ahead and get that done so I don't have to worry about it for whatever, and bake that into the actual price that you're paying for the car. But this, I think I like Tahoe, so I think that's actually a really good deal. Depending on where you are, if you're up north and you're northeast around a lot of rust, then it's 12 years old. So I would be concerned about rust. But if you are in a place that doesn't have rust, I think you got a fantastic deal. But save your $10 and use it for something to fix on this car, or yeah. Well, you know what? They can just they can sell the snowplow and then they can use that for it.
So the snowplow, I assume that was some sort of attachment, which would suggest that it's probably around snow.
It's probably rusty. You probably got a horrible deal.
No, it just depends on some of that stuff. But that was what you're saying. Well, if you're in a snow area, or you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check for rust. I'm worried about rust now. I think it's a bad deal at this point.
Maybe not. It's just as depend on. I just wanted to pick on him because he was like, well, if it had rust.
Yeah, I redact my good deal statement. Wait, no, let's go back. If the snowplow is worth $3,500, then you got a good deal. Next question.
Okay, I hope that's all right. Thank you so much.
But junkyard will pay like probably $350. No, it weighs a lot. Probably $450 in metal is what you got there, plus the snowplow.
Mm-hmm.
Easily $750. So you only lost $2,750.
I hope you guys can tell when he's joking and being serious. I know you love a Ford Taurus question.
Yeah.
But wait, specifically, I have one about to hit 200,000 miles and was wondering if you knew if they held up or if you bought them.
Yeah, I love a Ford Taurus. What I would say though is they're not going to last as long as a Toyota or a Honda. I built my business on a Ford Taurus. I have a 2000 or a 1998 Ford Taurus station wagon parked in our studio right now, just because I like the way it looks. And it's currently leaking oil in my studio as we speak. And I love it. But here's the thing. I know everything that can go wrong with a Ford Taurus. I know how to fix everything on a Ford Taurus. And I've spent the last 14 years buying and selling and fixing a Ford Taurus. So would I advise you to get rid of this Ford Taurus that is hitting 200,000 miles? No, I'm gonna drive it till it blows up. That's what I want you to do, and just save money while you're doing that. Maybe you got money put back already, but in any case, if somebody asks me, okay, my car's running good right now, it's got 200,000 miles. Do I need to prepare to go ahead and get rid of it before something happens? No, because the car, it's a 2008 Ford Taurus. It's not really worth anything. I mean, best case scenario, you're going to get what, $2,500, $3,000, and I would assume you're probably going to get less than that. So no, just try. If you make it last another year, and nothing goes wrong with it, then you're making money. I mean, you're already probably making money if you drove a Ford Taurus and it's got 200,000 miles on it. Just keep putting money back for your next car and drive it till it blows up, and let that bad thing happen, and don't prepare for the bad thing to happen, because that car might go another 150,000 miles. Who knows? My advice for people who are saying, okay, well, I got a car, it's high mileage, I want to go ahead and get rid of it before something bad happens. But you could go buy another car that's got 50,000 miles, and it could do so. It could throw a transmission or blow a motor, even with 50,000 miles. So if you have a car right now, it doesn't matter what the mileage is on it, and it's running good, drive it till it blows up. Especially a car that you're not going to get much out of anyway. You're not really losing that much money by selling it when it can run versus selling it when it's not going to run, because you just have to look at what cars like that are selling for. 2008 Ford Taurus, maybe you can get $2,500. So that's what you're risking. You're risking the $2,500 versus if it blows up tomorrow, the $500 that you're going to get scrapping it or parting it out or selling it to someone who's going to part it out.
What year, make of pickup truck would you look for on the used market? I currently have a 2010 Silverado 1500, and I'd asked like if it's newer, and the answer was around 30,000 miles or under on the 30,000 under on the miles.
So I mean, you're looking for a specific year that you would want to buy a truck. I would stay with.
Make is what it says.
I would stay with GM. I don't like Fords. I had a 2017, it's either 2017 or 2018 F-150, and we had to go in, redo the heads, redo everything in the motor, timing, everything. And it was a nightmare. And from what I've heard, a lot of those motors, and I had the 5.0, experience a lot of those kind of issues. So I'm staying. I'm all Ford. Maybe it's just a bias thing. I used to be a Ford guy, and I wouldn't buy a Ford truck at all. I is even get to the point now when I look at them, like they used to look great to me. Now they're starting to look ugly just because I've had this nightmare with the truck that I did have. Before that, I had a GMC Sierra that I loved, and it was I believe the 5.7 in that, and it was a great truck. And I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of that to get the Ford. I would the Tundras, if you get the V8s. I don't know how expensive you're looking on to pay, but Tundra is going to be the most expensive of the three, especially if you're getting a lower mileage one, just because all those used V8s in the Tundras they just went to the moon because a lot of people who wanted a Tundra, they didn't want the 6-cylinder turbos that they now have in them. So they're going back to the most recent year that has the V8 in it, and those prices are going crazy. So that's the one thing. If you want to spend a lot of money on a truck, that's probably going to be the best thing that you could buy is the V8 Tundra. But the a close second, I like the Sierras. I like the Silverados. Absolutely fine with that. You showed that you're in a Silverado as it is. You probably like the Chevys. Then I would just stick with it. Yeah, get a Silverado, so a little bit newer, less miles, and make sure you buy what you can actually afford. Pay cash for it. Don't get a loan on a truck, so you don't have to pay someone else to borrow their money so you can have something that you can't actually afford.